Friends, this is one of my favorite activities that we are doing this year, and this is because it is a science experiment that the results are just so interesting. Now, you are each responsible for collecting data, and data is the information that we get from our experiment, and we're going to use the data from each other to be able to make some decisions as to what a plant really needs. Now, I have this journal for you to keep track of your growth of your lima bean right here on Google Slides. However, I think it is kind of tricky to do it on Google Slides because your drawing is a little harder to do on Google Slides than it would be for you to draw. So if you want to, you may absolutely do your drawings on a separate piece of paper, and all I need for you to do is keep those papers together because we need to see how that plant grows from the lima bean seed from the beginning until the end of the experiment. So it's really important that you keep track of it. And that means you can't just have one piece of paper here and one here. If you want, you can even take pictures as you go, and then that would help. So if you take pictures with a camera or a phone, you can even put those specific papers right in here. But I also want you to draw because drawing is also how we understand what's happening. You know, you really have to observe it, which is what a scientist does, to be able to draw what's happening. If you just take a picture, you might not notice that the roots are coming out. You might not notice the little sprout that's happening. You might not notice the little hairs that are on the roots. All of this is really important, and we have to draw that to be able to observe each and every part. So, what you need to do, whether you are writing this in a separate journal or you're doing it on Google Slides, you must have the day, and that is day number 1, day number 2. You could put the dates also, but we need to be able to say on day number 5 or 5 days from the beginning of this experiment, this is what happened. On day number 8, this is what happened. So no matter if you're writing it in your own journal or on a separate piece of paper or you're doing it on Google Slides, you need to have the date or the day number. Next, you need to draw it. So here I have a little Ziploc baggie, and you can draw it on here. There's a little tutorial explaining how to draw it freehand on here. Just click on this site, and that will help you. And then I want you to write about what you observed. So down here, you'll click on the little text box and tell me, what did you observe? Did you notice that it started to sprout? Did you notice nothing changed? What did you notice? And that's going to be used as we go, and we can talk about it and write about it and be super excited when our plants and our seeds start to change and become plants. So every day, no, every other day, because every day you're not going to notice something probably. Every other day for a lot of our variables, which we're going to talk about, you'll notice that your seed changes. So you definitely want to keep track of it, and there's lots and lots of different slides for you to keep track of it. And that way we'll be able to share it every week, at least once a week, probably a couple times, because I know you're going to be excited about what happens. All right, that's what you need to do.